They shall bear fruit even in old years, the Catholic Church has been an institution for the enslavement of women. The Church claims to love children, but has covered up decades. Declaring how just is the Lord, my rock, in whom there is no wrong. The Church has been at the forefront of attacking LGBTQ people, calling gay marriage the ultimate attack of the evil one. Cordia Leon and the Church are seeking to deny the humanity of all women and eliminate a basic right. The right to abortion. Women are not vessels. Women are not. Touch me. On our property. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out.
So these women, all masked up, hiding their faces, they really thought they did something that day. And props to the cantor and the organist who just kept going on during the service. But these women, what do they think they're going to do? They think the handful of them are going to walk into a Catholic church and that somehow they are going to suddenly change a core tenet of the Catholic Church, and now all of a sudden the Catholic Church, because of them, is going to now support abortion? I don't think so. I don't think that's the way it works. What's interesting to me, though, is that they're up here talking about supporting the human dignity of women when they are standing up there believing that the human dignity of women supersedes the human dignity of the preborn child. And the pro-life movement simply believes that that dignity is equal, that that human dignity is the same across the board, that the child's human dignity should not supersede the woman's human dignity should not supersede the child, that human dignity is human dignity, period. I also think it's really interesting. These are the same people who claim that we are terrible, that we are just absolute monsters for going out in front of abortion facilities and praying for the women who are walking in to abortion facilities to have abortions. I mean, all we're doing is just standing there and lovingly reaching out to people walking in to abortion clinics. We're not going in there. We're not disrupting anything. We're not doing anything. We're just, most of us just simply praying, many people just praying a prayer, praying a rosary, just standing there quietly praying. Some of us who are trained, lovingly reaching out. We're not stopping anyone by force. We're not doing anything. But yet they walk into the middle of Mass. They are demonstrating and disrupting a worship service. And that's perfectly acceptable. But what we do, genuinely peacefully praying outside of an abortion facility, is harassment, but that was somehow acceptable. This is not going to stop. This is not the first time this has happened. And guys, you need to understand, this is not going to stop until these sorts of people are met with resistance inside the church. I wish these people would show up at my parish. I wish they would. Because I can tell you right now, inside of my parish, we would not just be sitting there with hands together and head down. They would be met with resistance. They would be met with force. They would not be allowed to stand up there and disrupt our worship. They would not be allowed to disrespect Jesus. They would not be allowed to disrespect our Mass and our service. They would be met with force. They would be met with resistance. And that's the only way that these people are going to stop doing this inside of our worship services. And that's what's going to have to start happening. We are not meant to be doormats, Christians. We are not meant to be run over. That is not who we are. We have got to start standing up for our religious freedoms, for our religious beliefs. We have got to start standing up for our church, for our freedom to worship. And we have got to keep these types of people out of our worship services. I don't want my children experiencing this. And I can tell you right now, I'll be danged if people like this come in my church and they disrupt my type of work, my worship service in front of my children. It's not going to happen. And people need to stand up. And they need to keep this ridiculous behavior out of their church.